Hey, I'm Maraya, and this is my boyfriend Dirk. We're a Dutch-Brazilian, Mexican-American couple. We met in Hawaii just before the corona pandemic broke out, and we've been traveling together pretty much ever since we reunited. Dirk told me about his dream to hopefully one day sail around the world. 1 month ago, we looked at each other and we just did it. We sold everything we own and traveled alongside the whole Mediterranean coast to find a sailboat that suits our wishes. During our journey, we'll be taking you with us. If you don't know anything about sailing, don't worry because we don't either. We're so thrilled to get to share this experience with you, and we're excited to have you on board.
Hey, this is Dirk. If you didn't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it.
Today we woke up super early because we're going to Italy to go see our first boat. It's about a 16-hour drive from Holland to Italy, so we wanted to start as soon as possible. And this is me just making a bed in our car because we decided to go by land instead of fly. Hey, do you like it?
Yes. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but
Oh, it looks like a queen size bed. I love it. Why do you do this when I'm actually talking about serious stuff?
wait, let me go to the right. Some people really drive like that, you know.
So we got stopped by the polizie, and they were actually really nice.
Polizei, the German Polizei,
Yeah.
and he said, "Do you have illegal goods in the car?" And I said, "No, nein, habe ich nicht."
Oh wow. Do you actually know German? Or
A little bit. Ein bisschen, ja. So, die Polizei hat uns gestoppt. Und er hat mir gefragt, haben Sie illegalen Drogen oder etwas anderes in deinem Auto? Und ich habe gesagt, nein, mein Herr, das habe ich nicht. Und
So, yeah.
Okay, alles klar. We're on the road again.
so yeah, basically we're back on the road. We're in Austria. I needed a second to.
You're missing
Okay.
content, baby. I'm gonna shut up about it now.
This is perfect. I thought you.
So hello everyone, we've arrived in Grado. When we just drove into the city, we saw the first sailing boat we saw was the boat we were gonna look at. I think we got some GoPro footage of the moment that happened that we saw the boat. We got super excited, so we parked the car, we went to the boat, and besides being super emotional in a good way, happy, we also try to be like look through our technical glasses. So we already saw some things that we were like not kind of sure if we know how to do that. But okay, we'll have a meeting with the owner tomorrow and a complete tour of the boat tomorrow. So then we know a bit more how this is gonna go, and if we want to continue with it, we can get the boat out of the water and check how the underside of the boat is. So I'm kind of tired. I've been driving for 15 hours, and Maraya is now trying to get us an Airbnb or something.
Yes.
So that we don't have to sleep in the car again tonight, and that we can have like a proper night of sleep. Because last night we were in between like truckers, like in between like 40 trucks, and they all left at a different time in the middle of the night. So like every 5 or 10 minutes, a big truck started its engines and its big headlights, and the whole car would like illuminate from the inside out, and we would be like, what is happening? So we kind of didn't have a good night of sleep. So we're gonna have a good night of sleep tonight, and maybe in a bit already, then we might come back to the boat to like check it out a little bit more, like a little sneak preview. And then we'll come back tomorrow to have a full tour. So we'll keep you guys updated.
So we went to check out the boat, and turns out the owner is actually like really, really nice, and made Dirk a little bit.
So this guy is like super cool dude, you know, like he's German, and we had like a serious, we thought this meeting was at 4, but at 2:30 he was like, I'm already at the boat here in Grado. I was like, okay. So we went there. And so it was just very formal, you know, like formal. But then he said, do you want to drink something? I was like, yeah, sure. He says, I have beer, I have ouzo, you know, like the Greek, you know, it's strong, like 40% alcohol shit.
Oh my god.
And
what? I didn't know this.
And then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a beer. It was like half a liter, you know? Wait. Oh, wait. And so I drank the beer, and it was okay. And then he said, you want some ouzo? And I was like, yeah. So he gave like this little shot glass of ouzo, but we just drank it like slowly. We were just talking, and suddenly it was 8 o'clock. So 5 hours later, I kind of drank like 10 ouzos.
Yeah.
10 ouzos and a half liter of beer. And I don't want to sound like a pussy, but I'm kind of like pretty.
Really?
You know, yeah.
I don't even notice that.
Hmm?
I don't think so.
Look at this face. I know when I'm wrong. So I continued to drink a little bit of red wine.
Maybe now we were a little bit tipsy, but you were not tipsy there or on the way.
It's not like I'm like drunk, but definitely this German guy made me a little bit. He was like, oh yeah, he's talking about everything, like about Corona and
oh my god.
and how it's like fake and
how Facebook blocked him because it was
he said Facebook blocked him for 30 days because he was like in an army against like Corona. But he's a cool dude. Like if you see this video, you're a real
really
cool
like
dude, man. We really like you. You're a cool dude. But okay, about the technical parts of the boat. So the boat, we inspected like all the points that I discussed with Rob, our friend in the Netherlands. He has like the same Beneteau Oceanis 46. He discussed everything with us. So I kind of asked every question that I wanted to ask, but of course the question is if he's honest. The teak deck looked a bit off to me because the rubber was above the wood, and Rob told us that if the rubber lines are above the wood, it's kind of a bad sign.
Yeah.
So kind of know that the teak deck has to be done like within a few years, a couple of years, maybe 1 or 2 years. So the question is, do you want a boat with a teak deck? And I think having a boat with a teak deck is very beautiful, but it also takes some work. At one point you have to sand it down, and at one point you cannot sand it down anymore, so you have to replace it. And I've been told that it's about $20,000 or $25,000, so it's pretty expensive. So that's one negative point, like that I'm like, I don't know about it. Also, the outside was done by Beneteau. The color, it's blue, it's like marine blue, Beneteau marine blue. But it became like vague, you know, like it lost its gloss.
Yeah, like
so,
it was made.
Yeah, and the thing is, the present owner tells us that it's like $20,000 to get it painted again in a good way with a high pressure
Paint.
yeah, like with a high pressure paint or something. If you know something about this, please let us know, because we don't know anything about this yet.
And he said, yeah.
But we are really like trying to figure out how much it costs to get a boat painted, and in what kind of paint we have to use, how many layers, because the boat it doesn't need epoxy or something, you know, it's more like the optical stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So, but still the boat has to, like, the outside has to breathe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so kind of at a point that we don't really know what to do with the optical stuff. So with the teak, which is not actually only an optical part, it can also like really cause leakage in the boat. And the outside is of course a optical thing, but of course you want your boat to look like okay, you know, you don't want it to look like it's like not being treated right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing about the boat not looking like glossy as it should look, but that will cost a lot of money, says the owner. So we're at a point right now that we're gonna do more research about like what, if he says is right, if it's right. Indeed, we will have to change some things in our plans, and yeah, and maybe we have to like ask if we can adapt a price to the eventual costs that we have to make with the boat, and that's what I want to calculate into the offer that we're gonna make for the boat, right? So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
There's some things I have to like think about, you know, like in the next couple of days to do some research on these subjects of like the teak deck. Also, a thing that's very important when looking for a boat was told by Rob, our friend in the Netherlands. He's a friend. He's a good friend of ours, and he told us that if you have like a boat that's made of like fiery glass, you know, like a Beneteau.
Yeah.
If there are like cracks, small cracks, so you have like iron parts coming into the boat and there are like small cracks, it's pretty okay. But if the cracks are like bigger, at one point you will have to like open these cracks up and fill them up with like gel coat or like fiberglass again to make sure you will not get osmosis, because little cracks can like cause osmosis in a boat when air air gets into it. So that's also a thing we really have to like really consider, because they're not like big cracks but they're like small cracks. So I don't know, we have to see with this boat. So that's it for now. Period. In the next episode, we will do a more in-depth technological analysis of the boat. It's not only the outside of the boat that needs some work. There's also a few technological issues with some pumps, and we will have to replace this. Thank you so much for watching our second episode. If you want to follow our journey, you can hit that subscribe button. And if you feel like supporting us in any way, you can go to our Patreon page. You can find this link in the description. Bye.